Shroud of Turin questions the law that changed everything. This is the story of how Alan Turing and his army of code breakers went to war against the Nazis. A top secret mission unlike any other. Theirs was a race against time, a battle of wits where every second mattered and failure was not an option. They were working tirelessly in complete secrecy while the fate of the world hung in the balance. But what was the nature of this top secret mission? What was so important about it? Was it a weapon of mass destruction? Not quite. It was something much more subtle, yet no less powerful. It was a piece of cloth. No ordinary piece of cloth, mind you, but one that held the key to unlocking the mysteries of the universe itself. Or perhaps not. It all started during World War II when the Germans began using a machine called Enigma to encrypt their messages. The Enigma machine was a marvel of engineering, capable of generating billions of possible combinations. Each letter of the alphabet had a corresponding number. So if you wanted to send a message saying attack tomorrow, you would punch the buttons for attack, and then move the dial to the T position and press the H button. This would give you a number. You would repeat this process for each letter of the message and voila, you successfully encrypted your message. Even if someone intercepted the message, it would be meaningless gibberish to them, unless they had the key to decrypt it. The Enigma machine and its encryption methods were thought to be unbreakable. But then came Alan Turing. You may have heard of him before. The British mathematician who is considered the father of theoretical computer science and artificial intelligence. He was also one of the first openly gay men to be prosecuted in the UK. But that's a story for another day. Anyway, Turing and his team of code breakers managed to crack the Enigma code, which gave the Allies a major advantage in the war. They were able to intercept German communications and gain valuable intelligence. This helped the Allies win many important battles, including D-Day. In fact, historians estimate that cracking the Enigma code may have shortened the war by 2 years and saved millions of lives. But Turing and his team didn't do it alone. They had some help from an unlikely source, the Germans themselves. You see, the Germans were so confident in the security of their Enigma machines that they didn't bother to change the settings very often. This made it easier for the Allies to track patterns and frequencies in the encrypted messages, which ultimately helped them crack the code. There has been a lot of speculation over the years about how Turing and his team actually cracked the Enigma code. Some say it was a brilliant stroke of logic. Others say it was sheer dumb luck. But whatever the case may be, the result was undeniable. The Allies had broken the Enigma code and it changed everything. Now let's talk about the Shroud itself. What's the Shroud of Turin, you ask? Well, it's a piece of linen cloth that bears the image of Jesus Christ. According to legend, the shroud was used to wrap Jesus' body after he was crucified. Now, historians say it was probably just a burial cloth that was used for a variety of purposes. But that's not really important to this story. What is important is that the shroud was brought to Turin in the 16th century and has been there ever since. For centuries, people have argued about the shroud's authenticity. Some say it's a miracle, while others say it's a fake. There are even some who say it wasn't even involved in the crucifixion at all. But that doesn't matter either, because it's not the shroud itself that's important here, but what it represents. You see, for centuries, the shroud was kept in a church in Turin. But in the 18th century, the church decided to put it on display in a special chamber. They did this to protect it from thieves and vandals. But it also had another effect. It made the shroud seem more mysterious and otherworldly. People flocked from all over Europe to come and see it. And soon enough, it became one of the most popular tourist attractions in Italy. But that all changed in 1978 when two Italian radio amateurs got a hold of some images of the shroud. They took these images and used them to create what is now known as the Shroud of Turin. This image shows a man with wounds on his hands, feet, and side, as well as a crown of thorns on his head. Some people believe that this is the actual Shroud of Turin, while others think it's a copy. However, it is important to remember that neither the original shroud nor the image on it proves Jesus. divinity. That being said, the shroud has had a profound impact on Christian history. It's been venerated by millions of Christians and has played a major role in shaping their beliefs. The shroud has also been the subject of much debate and controversy. Critics have argued that it's a fate, while believers have argued that it's a miracle. Ultimately, though, the truth is that we don't know for sure. We don't know if the shroud is real or fake, and we don't know if it was really used to wrap Jesus' body after his crucifixion. However, what we do know is that the shroud has had a profound impact on Christian history, and that alone makes it an important artifact. So next time you hear someone talking about the Shroud of Turin, remember that it's not just a piece of cloth. It's a symbol of faith, hope, and the enduring power of belief. And that's why millions of people still visit the church in Turin to see it for themselves. When Hitler's army began marching across Europe in the 1940s, it looked like nothing could stop them. As they swept through France, Belgium, and the Netherlands, it seemed as though no one could stop them. That was until the British and French realized that their best chance to defeat Hitler was to tap into the minds of the master himself. Enter Alan Turing, a brilliant mathematician who was tasked with breaking Hitler's famous Enigma code. With this knowledge, the Allies could read Germany's military plans and stay one step ahead. But the task was daunting. The Enigma machine was considered unbreakable. However, Alan Turing rose to the challenge. Using his knowledge of mathematics and logic, he built a machine that was able to crack the Enigma code. This machine was called the bomb. It was a large, noisy device that looked like something out of a science fiction movie. It consisted of several large wheels that were connected to each other by wires. The wheels were engraved with letters of the alphabet, and the wires were arranged in such a way that if you put in a certain combination of letters, it would produce another set of letters that would eventually lead you to the solution. This was a brilliant invention, and it worked like a charm. In no time at all, the bomb was able to test thousands of possibilities and find the right solution. It was like having a super-powered computer that could solve complex problems in seconds. Turing's invention was a game changer. It allowed the Allies to get inside Hitler's head and plan accordingly. It helped them win many important battles and ultimately led to the defeat of Nazi Germany. But it wasn't just the military implications that were important. The fact that Turing had been able to break the Enigma code showed that it was possible to do the seemingly impossible. It proved that with enough hard work and dedication, anything can be achieved. Turing's legacy lives on today. His invention of the bomb machine is considered to be one of the first steps towards the development of modern computers, and his story continues to inspire people around the world. So next time you hear someone say that something is impossible, remember the story of Alan Turing and his bomb machine and never give up. After the war, Turing and his team continued their work in the field of cryptography. They developed new ways to encrypt data and keep it safe from prying eyes. Their work laid the foundation for many of the encryption methods that we use today. But Turing's contributions didn't stop there. After the war, he turned his attention to the field of artificial intelligence. He was one of the first people to study the possibility of creating thinking machines. He developed the Turing test, which is still used today to determine whether a machine can exhibit intelligent behavior, equivalent to or indistinguishable from that of a human. Turing's work in AI may have seemed far out at the time, but it paved the way for many of the advances that we've seen in recent years. Today, his ideas are used by engineers and scientists all over the world as they work to create the next generation of intelligent machines. In short, Alan Turing was a true pioneer. His work in breaking the Enigma code, developing encryption methods, and exploring the field of artificial intelligence has had a profound impact on our world. If you want to learn more about him and his amazing contributions, be sure to check out the resources provided. You'll be amazed at what this brilliant man accomplished during his lifetime. And if you like this story, please don't forget to share it with your friends. Who knows? You might just inspire the next generation of pioneers. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.